Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to yet another episode of Sit Down with the Global Custodian. Before we go ahead, can you please hit that like button? Also, hit that notification bell underneath this video so you don't miss out on any future videos. Make sure you do leave a comment, share this video, and also if you have not already done so, make sure you please do subscribe to this channel. Today's episode is titled The Importance of the Dowry in African Traditional Marriage Setting. The importance of the dowry in African traditional marriage setting. Firstly, so what's a dowry? A dowry can easily be translated as a form of payment, usually in monetary terms, or maybe it could even be an exchange of gifts, as a form of compensation for a bride, or usually the bride, but in some cases it's also the groom. So in some parts of the world, it's the groom's family that actually receive the dowry from the bride's family. Just imagine if that was the case in Africa. that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? Anyways, like I said, the dowry is still been practiced. The dowry system is still been practiced in different parts of the world. Sub-Saharan Africa being the obvious place, and also in some parts of Asia, and even in Eastern Europe, they're still practicing the dowry system. In some, like I said, in some parts of the world, in some places like in Asia, it's the other way around, and also even in historically in England, it was the bride's family that was actually, paying the dowry to the groom's family. So the dowry is very important in African culture, because this is what actually binds the husband, the groom and the bride together, because of the importance and the significance of the dowry. In South Africa, for example, it's known as the lobola. The lobola is basically a form of payment with cattle, and in exchange for the bride. And also in Tanzania, it's called mahari. In Nigeria, where I'm from, amongst the Igbo tribe, they call it Ikponu Akuwanyi. I hope I said that right. Ikponu Akuwanyi. And down to the Yoruba tribe, which I'm from, is known as Owori. So basically, Owo means money and Ori means head. So it's literally translated into the money on your head, or the price on your head, or something like that, the price of your head. If you're trying to give it the literal translation. So basically, like I said, the dowry is very important, because it's a symbol that actually binds the groom to the agreement, because obviously it's going to take a lady from a family. So it's a form of compensation for that lady, because obviously that lady, she would have been tending to the historically she would have been tending to the cattle, taking care of the home, taking care of younger ones or her siblings and things of that nature. So this dowry was a form of compensation for that loss of labor that she was doing, all the work that she was doing. And also the cattle and the livestock obviously were also meant to compensate and also provide a source of food. So it was a very good thing for you to get a dowry in exchange for your daughter in those days. Even till now, anyways, in some places there's still very high significance value placed on the dowry system. So historically in sub-Saharan Africa, the dowry system was born out of a livestock and agricultural based economy, which your status and your wealth were actually determined by the number of cattle that you had, the size of the head of cattle that you had, and things of that nature. So basically the size of the cattle, of the cattle head that you had, showed how rich you were, and obviously it was beneficial for you to be able to show your prospective bride's family that you come from a very wealthy family, and you'll be able to take care of her properly. So also we should also remember that the historical importance of the dowry, because in the olden days the dowry was actually used as a form of punishment if the man ever manhandled the bride. If he ever treated her wrongly, he would have been asked to pay, to increase is dowry for her, and things of that nature. So at this point, I would like to hear your thoughts. Most of you watching, you're Africans. All of you, some of you are married. So how much was your dowry? If you don't mind me asking, can you just drop your comments? In the comments box. I'd like to find out. So what do you think? Do you think the dowry system is still important? Do you think it's still relevant? Is this in this modern day and age? So I'd like to know your thoughts. I'd like to see your comments as well. So please do leave your comments. Do you think the dowry system is still relevant? Because I personally think it still does. Even though in some places it's just ceremonial these days. But I'm telling you, like for example, like the Igbo culture, the Igbo tribe, where the Igbo tribe of Nigeria, they place such a great emphasis and huge importance and value on the dowry. You should see some of the list of dowry, even amongst the Yorubas. Like there's a lot of things that have been demanded. Money, alcohol, clothes, yams, cassava, palm oil, things, anything, like you see, if you see some of the list of dowry these days, you'll just bust out laughing, because there's such like so many money, interesting and funny, demanding, demands and all that. So I'd like to know what your thoughts are, what your views are. Do you think the dowry still has any relevance in modern day African culture and society? Let me know your thoughts, because I think that it still does anyway. I think the dowry is a very, very important tool in actually upholding our African culture and traditions, our customs. So I think it should be respected, and it should still it should definitely not lose its relevance in modern day African culture and society. That being said, I think it's also very important for men to understand the meaning of the dowry. The dowry doesn't mean that you own your wife. So definitely don't think that she's a slave. Don't think you've owned, she's not a commodity that you've paid a price for only for you to ill-treat her. This is somebody's daughter. This is, you want to respect her. You want to make sure you treasure her. You treat her like a queen, like a goddess that she is. She's not your slave. She's meant to be your helpmate. So don't think, you've bought her, she's your possession. Just make sure you honor, that dowry, because this is someone that's been, she's been raised by a family for years. They've nurtured her, they've invested in her. Not for you to start ill-treating. So treating her as don't treat her as like a slave or anything. Make sure you cherish her. Make sure you love her. And let's continue as African brothers. It's very important that we continue to instill our strong moral African values, our strong customs. The African culture always instills in us great discipline, respect, value, and a great sense of identity. So we need to keep on, upholding our African culture. So that's it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know your comments. Drop your comments in the comment section, and join me next time for yet another exciting video. This is the Goka Custodian signing off from Goka TV. Thanks for joining me.